All right, welcome to Muay Thai Chat. This is episode 2, and I'm Pete Peterson, and I've got a good episode today for you guys. We are just coming off the WBC Amazing Muay Thai Festival in Bangkok, Thailand, at the famous Lumpinee Stadium, and I have Vanessa Rojas, V, and Caroline Mohamed, aka what? Cow? What is that?
She likes
Maybe I'm dumb, I
me.
don't know, but anyway, and they were both officials at the festival with myself and our USA team. And I just want to bring them on together. I think a lot of you females out there in the Muay Thai community who are fighting, coaching, maybe officiating, will benefit a lot from hearing their stories, their paths they've taken to get to where they are, any future goals they may have. And they are both powerhouses, in my opinion, in the female officiating side of Muay Thai. Both are very strong, very good referees. Their personalities, but they both are very firm in the ring. And we talked before about referees being firm, fair, fit, and friendly. And they've got the firm down, they've got the fit down, they've got the fair down. The friendly is a work in progress. But sometimes you have to be that way, you know?
Friendly
Anyway,
to a point, and then we just do our thing, you know?
yeah. So let me start with Vanessa Rojas. Please introduce yourself. I already said your name, but tell us what your background is, your gym, all that kind of stuff, and how you got to where you're at.
Well,
Like 5 seconds.
I'm actually based out of the Dallas area in a city called Garland, Texas. I own a gym with my husband called Rojas Muay Thai. We've been running it for about 9 years now. So it's been around for a while, but we've been teaching for quite some time. As far as like my background, it's just Muay Thai. That's all I've been doing. I've been doing it for about 20, coming up on 21 years. So for a very long time. Yeah.
A little while.
Do a lot of stuff.
What made you get into officiating, or were you kind of persuaded by someone that I know?
It honestly started with USMF. They were doing at the time this thing called the Youth Development League, and our gym wanted to host it. And I knew that if I wanted to host it, I needed to learn some things. And they were doing like a 2-hour course on how to officiate. And I went ahead and took that. So that way I had that for hosting the events and then having an understanding of it. And then also obviously being able to officiate my own events. So that way we had people there to do those. Okay. So it started with that back in like 2018, because we did it in January of 2018. So that's about as much as I got. And then from what I was told, I was pretty natural at it, I guess, because I used to fight. So it's easy for me to see things and catch things and be kind of where I needed to be to keep everybody safe. So I just, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It was, it didn't like make me feel any certain way. You're just like, oh, this is what I need to do. And I think from understanding that, like I was much younger then, realizing now, like, these are just things I needed to do to better our gym, to improve it in different aspects, and I needed to be some kind of leader in that aspect as a woman too. And I actually was encouraged through a photo of Christine Petra. I never know how to say her last name. I call her X. Yeah. So I saw a picture of her. Yeah, I saw a picture of her, and I was so proud of her because she was like the first woman to get like a certain class of certification, and I was just like, I want to be her, like I want to represent just like her, and that's just kind of what led me to this and made me want to do more, as a woman for what I do, because it's not you rarely see it, so that's why I think I got so close with Caroline, is because like, you go. Look at this one, like she's tiny, and you see her like handling big people. I'm like, well, I'm tiny too, like
tiny and fierce.
Yeah. So yeah, so that's kind of like how I just was more encouraged to, and it helped with the business as well. Like I should learn these things. It's good for my gym. It's good for my fighters. I comprehend how they get scored. I comprehend what's okay, what's not okay, and it helps my fighters win their fights, understanding you can't do that. That's not going to do anything for you. Or understanding, yeah, do that because it makes sense and you'll win that way, at this moment.
Mhm.
But so, I mean, it helped in all sorts of aspects as far as the gym goes, not just roughing.
There was Robert Mathieson, which I don't know if you guys know or not. He's one of our officials, and when he came to the course here at the gym, he came because he wanted to improve his fighters. He wanted to do the whole course. And he felt if he learned how to referee at his gym, it would help his fighters. They would understand more about fouls and whatnot. And he just wanted to understand the scoring better as well, so they could have a better chance to win. And then he ended up enjoying the refereeing part and became an official. So his
Yeah.
intention was for his gym, and then he ended up going full blown officiating. And
Yeah, that's exactly kind of how it went for me.
And Caroline, you are in Miami, right? And you come
Yes,
from France. So give me a
yes.
little bit about you and how you got here. And I know how we met. We'll get to that in a few minutes. But give me your background a little bit. Or not me, but the viewer.
Uh, yes, so I was like fitness coach during 17 years in France. Then I started boxing.
Like
Uh,
boxing,
then
not Muay Thai.
yeah, boxing, yeah. And one of my friend was practicing Muay Thai, and he told me, and he was working. We were working at the same gym, and he told me you should try. And so I started like Muay Thai, and he encouraged me like to have all my certification and everything because I was too old in France to get involved to be able to fight.
Hmm.
So I said, okay, so I'm not able to fight, so I'm gonna like learn how to rave, how to teach, and it was easy for me. I think everyone is like special for something.
Hmm.
And I think Muay Thai was for me. I learned like super fast. I did a lot of private lesson to get to get better but faster because I said like I'm older. I don't have like a lot of time. And I did my certification in France. So I had a before my fitness certification, so it wasn't so hard for me to get my Muay Thai certification because in France, the French delegation was working with IFMA. They certified you, so you have different level. So you have three certification to have. Then you have the big one after. So I had like the big certification after. And I also have my first cam. It's the level in Muay Thai. So when you have your test, you have to show several technique during the sparring. They ask you like to do like a different technique, and you had to show them everything in Muay Thai, everything, all the technique. You had to speak to them like the punch and everything in Thai. So it's really interesting, and you can like get in better. So I had all this certification. Then I had to move in US in 2017. So I riff a lot in France. Then I moved in Miami in 2017, and I had to restart like from the beginning. Like from the beginning, I didn't know anybody. So I decided to do a lot of tournament because in US, like even if you order, it doesn't
Hmm.
matter if you had a good condition and you can fight. So I said, okay, let's go. So I did like USMF, like USMTO, TBA, and it allows me to see how it was working in US because it's totally different than France.
Yeah.
So I could see the different delegation, how it was working. Then I decided to start like to do the, the certification. So the first one was the TBA one. And also we had the COVID, so I wasn't lucky. So all my first certification was online. I don't know if you remember. We did
You
everything
were on
online.
my course in 2020, weren't you? The first one I did online.
Yes,
Yeah, I remember.
yes, yes. and you were the first one who allowed me to race in your smoker in Iowa. Yes, yes. You were the first one. You were the first one a man who I was able to work. So it was good. It was really good. Then I keep going, did a different certification. Also to be coach, I had to have a new certification and keep going, never give up. And now I work for different organization, and I riff a lot, and I'm proud of what I did today because yeah, I had to restart from the beginning. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy, but I'm super proud. I'm happy. And yes, when you need to be strong and don't listen to people to tell you what you have to do. So just do what you have to do and just believe on yourself. That's the
Mhm.
key.
You just said the right word, belief. Believe in yourself. That's key. That's confidence is the most powerful word we have in our whole language, in my opinion. I don't care about
Yes,
love. I mean, I do, but confidence is what everyone needs to do what they want to do and accomplish what they want to accomplish. And if you don't
yes,
have that, it makes it way more challenging.
yes, yes. I mean, when you started refereeing, I started in France, so it wasn't so hard. But if you're not confident, the fighter feeling it inside the ring.
Yeah.
And we made a mistake. Everybody made a mistake. Okay, so you made a mistake. Analyze your mistake. I'm asking so many questions all the time. Uh, all the time I want to improve myself.
Mhm.
I'm not perfect. I think nobody's perfect, but I'm learning. Each fight, everything, I'm learning all the time.
Yeah.
But one of the things for being a good referee is knowing that there's no such thing as a perfect referee. We can't be perfect. We're going to make mistakes. All of us are, but we can be
Hmm.
good. And part of being a good referee is being coachable, taking the critique and going out there
Exactly.
and trying to apply that critique and make it better and improve it. And some do that, and some don't. And that's the difference in a good referee and a not good referee. Um, and we are half the fight, so we have to take our job serious. We have to enjoy it. We have to want to do it, but then we have to not consider it a hobby, but part of our passion, part of our career, because we're in Muay Thai and it's half of that sport, right? So all three of us in here right now have been a fighter, a coach, um, and different elements of our sport, and now officials. And so it's all the same. It's equally important. Both of you guys take it important too. I mean, I've watched you. Um, I just think it's cool that in this sport, which was always predominantly male dominant, and even in Thailand for years, right? And it's only the recent decades that women have really been able to do more in Thailand, and then of course around the world. And refereeing is, just really getting built up with women.
Yeah.
And there's some really good ones. You two are at the top, and I just think it's really cool. And I think you can inspire, just like Vanessa, you said you were kind of inspired by Christine Petrov, and you guys are inspiring others whether you realize it or not. And the more they hear and see you guys do, the more they're going to want to do it as well. And we need more women in the industry, obviously.
Yeah.
Caroline, you mentioned to me at one point that I don't know if it was a long-term goal or not, but it was a goal. You wanted to work IFMA.
Yes.
You did. Now you wanted that when I met you in 2020, 2021, and it's 2020, just now 24. So late 23, you were at IFMA. So
Yes.
a couple of years, that goal's accomplished. That's good. That's good. I think it's great, and that's just getting started, tip of the iceberg, or touch, baseline, right? So there's so many more things you can do, and more IFMA events. Um, Vanessa, I know you had that kind of goal in mind, but each time I've seen you or you go into fights, I've pushed you to referee. And so I feel bad. But at the same time, I
Well,
knew.
it's like it really is a confidence thing. Like I know I have the knowledge to do it. I know I'm coachable. I think it's just nerves. It's like I understand how much is also on me once I step in there and how much responsibility I have to hold. And you're not used to doing that for people you don't really know. Like
Yeah.
you choose to do it for your fighters, you choose to do it for your children, you choose to do it for your spouse, whatever it is, right? You choose to do it for your family. But when you're responsible for someone you don't even know, it becomes a little bit overwhelming. Like, am I going to keep them safe? Am I going to choose the right things? So it was more of a nerves thing. Like, I know I can do it. I just need somebody to remind me, oh yeah, you can do it, go, and being so new, because really technically I had an idea and a concept because I'm smart enough to comprehend and extend my knowledge outside of what's been told to me in 2 hour span, right? Because of what I already know. But I didn't know what I needed to know until I did your course. And I did that in like 2022?
Probably 22 was last year.
2022.
A year ago.
Yes. I did in 2022 in October in Oklahoma.
That's right. Yeah.
Not very long ago.
Yeah.
So that's, part of my reason of being so like, once I get in there, I just have to know, I have to just do what I got to do. Like I turn it off, but it is very nerve wracking at first, especially when you're in there first, so when you did that to Caroline and Lumpinee, I was like, thank God.
Oh, I put her in there first in last week.
Yeah, no, when you put me in there in Monterey, because I think it was like the ambassador or somebody was there and she needed to leave. And so like we needed to start a ring. So you get in there and I'm like, okay. So she needed to watch like the first fight or something like that before she needed to go back to Thailand.
Yeah.
Well, that was like kind of nerve wracking, but it's more of because I know I'm still new, and I know I have so much more to learn and I know I'm going to mess up and I'm just waiting for all the times, So like I mess up and like, oh, so I fix it the next one and I mess up another thing. So I know those are inevitable, those things are coming. So it's just more of getting comfortable knowing I'm going to mess up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Is more of what it is than being nervous about not knowing what I'm doing. Like I feel like I know what I'm doing. I know what I need to fix when I do mess up, things like that. And it's because I like to ask, like, what did I do? What should I have done? And just listening to everybody around me with their advice and, what they saw and being okay with that. I mean, some people are not okay with that. You're just like, geez, no wonder why you're doing that in the ring, but
yeah.
I'm watching a lot of fights. I'm watching a lot of fights. I mean, my family is exhausted about that, but I'm watching a lot of fights. I'm watching the way referees moving. There's the referee I don't like them. There's the referee I love them, and that's the way you have to do. And when I'm refereeing, when that the thing I love is when I meet a new a new ref, I've learned because there's a new things they do and I'm not doing. Or they told me, oh, you're doing this thing, so that's a good idea. I have to do it. But the thing is, unfortunately, when we have a Muay Thai show, you have a referee who, very good referee, but they're good referee for kickboxing or boxing or MMA.
Yeah.
But Muay Thai is Muay Thai. Kickboxing, K1 is kickboxing and K1. I'm referring both. I'm referring K1, kickboxing, Muay Thai, and it's totally different. It was hard for me when I started referring K1, but it's different. You can ref Muay Thai fight like you ref boxing or K1 fight. You can't. I mean, you can be a good referee, but Muay Thai is Muay Thai.
It's different. It's
So
specific.
yeah,
You're right.
yes,
Vanessa's not done that yet, just Muay Thai, but
Yeah.
you've done a few other organizations, and like you say, kickboxing, K1, Muay Thai, they're all different. And a Muay Thai referee has a lot more detailed protocol they have to uphold compared to boxing, kickboxing, even MMA. MMA, I know there's more of the ground, that it's a whole different thing, but as far as their protocol, they have less to worry about in the stand-up portion of that sport, right? Because there's no fouls. You just do what you do. Kickbox, they don't throw anyway. They don't clinch, so they're also not fouling as much or getting to where they could foul. And Muay Thai is specific. And then, each organization has differences in how they what they consider fouls. And then if you're going to go Thailand referee by chance, if you get a chance, it's different there. So it's interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have to be up on that. And one of the things that I've seen that some Muay Thai referees in the States have a problem with, or they struggle with, is when they go to this event or this organization, doing it the way that protocol is. So they get confused or mixed up or forget which org they're working for at that moment, and protocols can change, but I also at the same time think it's very advantageous to work for multiple organizations because you get to experience more, I think it's overall will help in the growth.
Yeah.
That's my take anyway. What kind of goals do you have, if any, like right now with Muay Thai officiating as a female? Caroline, you've reached one of those big ones with IFMA. Are there any more? Vanessa, do you have any you're thinking of? Was WBC in Lumpinee a goal that you now accomplished? Those kind of things. What do you think? Vanessa, you go first.
I would say that it was one that I didn't put on the list because I didn't think it was possible, so it was just kind of, being able to officiate in Lumpinee. I've been around to where I've been at the old Lumpinee, and the rules that they had, and even myself as a woman that was spectating, I remember not being allowed to sit in the front row. I couldn't be near the bell. If I sat by the ring, it was obviously the second row, and it couldn't be by the bell. You weren't,
really?
You're not allowed to touch that thing, nothing, as a woman. And I remember those rules and being told by my teacher at the time, who was obviously Thai, and his friends were like, no, sit back here. I was like, oh man, and yeah, it was like that,
you were ringing the bell last week.
Yeah, and I was ringing the bell last week. Yeah, and what's so funny is I was telling my friends, please take a picture of me holding this thing, because I remember taking a photo, and it's still in I don't know if it's still in that gym or not, in my old gym. I took a photo of that bell because I was I'm one of those people, when you get in a car that's got really a lot of buttons, you want to push them. I wanted to ring that bell, I wanted to touch it. And I took a photo of it, and I was I think I was 23 at the time, 24. I took a photo of it because I was so interested in that bell. And it's so crazy. I wish I still had it, because, back then we didn't do the online thing where you can just take a picture and post it somewhere and it's on the web. It wasn't a photo, an actual photo.
Yeah.
And that photo is still at my other gym, which I don't go to. And
you need to go get it now.
I'm curious to know if it's the same bell, if I look at it, is it the same bell that I wanted so badly to
that
ring?
would be
that would be so cool.
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, that would be good to know. I would like to know that.
You can find someone that goes there right now and see if they can get that picture for you, or at least take a picture of the picture.
Yeah, right.
But is it on the wall there?
Yeah, it was put on. I put it in a frame and I put it on the wall there many years ago. I'm sure it's not there anymore, but who knows? There's dust everywhere in that place. But yeah, so to be in Lumpinee and officiating, or even being inside the ring at that, even being beside the ring just as a judge, I could never imagine myself even touching that ring or being inside of it. I know it's not the same ring, but the concept is,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And it wasn't on my goals until I got there. I was like, holy crap, I'm doing this, and I'm touching this stuff,
Pushing guys around, tell them to fight and stop.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So that was pretty cool. I really, That was a unique goal. I'm learning though as I'm doing these and how much more I want to learn, you know, and just being encouraged by like Caroline and stuff, like other things, other steps, because I have done all the realms. You know, I've fought over the years professionally. I teach now. I own a gym. I'm now officiating. You know, what's the next step? And she says to me, you know what I want to do next? I want to be a cut man. And I said, I want to be a cut man too.
What?
Like a cut man, like somebody who is professional
Oh,
cut man, cut woman. And I was like, that's
I
a
get
great. You don't see that aspect for us as females either, you know. But that's a part of
right.
the fight. You know, you have to have that
Right.
there. This person is also
Yeah.
important. This person is also needed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So,
Huh.
yeah.
That was a cool story. Caroline, well, both of you, I asked Kevin Noon yesterday. I wanted to know if there have been women before this past week that have officiated inside Lumpinee, and he said
Mhm.
yes, as of last year with one and with Fairtex.
Yeah.
So there have
Yes,
been women in
I
there,
saw. Yeah.
but you're
But
still within the first year of women being inside Lumpinee officiating. So you're still one of the pioneers of female officiating inside Lumpinee since it's only been a
But-
year.
yeah,
And-
so can I go? Can I run on that real quick? I don't mean to interrupt you, Pete,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
so Caroline's doing the first, you know, champ fight of the last day, right? And she's already done the first round, and I'm judging. I'm judge 3 at the time, and I'm like thinking to the break, like, wow, that's amazing. And I'm staring at Caroline, like, she's so amazing. I go, Caroline, come here. And she comes down, she kneels down, she goes, I go, you do know that you're the first Black woman to officiate in this ring. And
Yeah.
she was like, and then all of a sudden this smile came on her face. She's like, I didn't realize that. Like
Yeah.
she was like, la la la. I don't even know what's going on. She literally just realized that at that moment. At the same
Really?
time, because I was like, looking at her, and I was like, wait a minute, hold on a second. Yeah, like I had to tell her at the moment that I even realized it. I was like, there has not been, you know, this fierce Black woman in there doing that thing, like, and just being a powerhouse in there and confident and really good at what she does, you know, and being that representation. I was like, do you know what you are? And she's like, oh crap, you're right.
That's cool.
Yeah. But yeah, she's really awesome. I'm proud of you.
Thoughts on that, Caroline?
Thank you. So yeah, I just realized that yeah, I was the first like Black female in Lumpinee. I was the first American girl at IFMA, and also the first French girl at IFMA too. So it's free,
that was
like
like
first time. Yeah, yeah,
Back to
yeah.
back.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm really proud. Like when I started in France to refereeing in 2014, 14th, like my goal was IFMA. I said I want to do IFMA, I want to do IFMA. I wasn't able to do it because I had to move, and then I started with you, Pete, and I did the USMF, and I did a good job with USMF. So they proposed to me like to go to IFMA. I say, oh, yes, so let's go. And they gave me this opportunity. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for TB. I'm so grateful for USMF. Like you gave me the chance. I was like, I'm happy. I work hard for that.
Yeah.
I've worked hard. And
We just lost your volume.
Uh-oh.
I was talking to Soraya and I told her I want to be in one championship. She told me, okay, if like they're looking for Jody, I will tell them because I saw you're good. I say, okay, let's go.
You
I
talking
said,
to
oh,
who,
okay,
Medi?
so you, huh?
Who are you talking to? Medi?
Soraya,
Soraya, yeah.
yes.
Because Medi
And
judges
she
there
told
now.
me, yes, and she told me it's a lot of pressure, but you can do it. I said, yeah, okay, so like, yeah, if I and all the time I'm watching like the one championship. Like I realized when I was inside the ring, I said, fuck, I'm inside the fucking ring of one championship, a big ring. Yes.
You're already in their ring.
Yeah.
That was one championship's ring in there. We were working.
Yeah, the big one. Yeah. And I had like, I remember the first day when I raved inside the Lumpinee, I saw all the Thai guys like watching me. Say, okay.
Yeah,
So do
I like
what you have to do, be confident, like do what like don't be like stressful. And I wasn't stressful at all. Like I improved myself for that. It was like I raved like a fight, like usually fight. And when I get out of the ring, they came to me, they say like good job. And I was like,
that
okay.
was that's like the highlight, you know, like getting out of there and them praising you and
Yeah,
like thank you.
yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah, yeah,
Thai
yeah.
referees are so good anyway, for the most part. I mean, they're like us. You can have some that aren't good and some that are very good. And when they catch heads, and we saw a few fighters caught by them that weekend, right? I saw a couple, and they're just natural at it. They just know where to be at the right time because they do it all the time. And Americans, we look at Thai referees like they're God in that industry, But look at what as Americans we were doing right there. We were working side by side with them, and equaling them in a sense. We were doing the same ring, same ability, same skill level. We looked like them. We just weren't Thai. I mean, I felt like we belong. We showed we belong there with them. It was really a surreal time, because that's their world, and we're right there in their stadium. And then we went to you were there, Rajadamnern, Wednesday night. That was cool too. We went to the fights at Rajadamnern, Caroline, Wednesday night.
Yes, yes,
Because it was,
yes.
Chumpang was there. He's a head official there,
Mm-hmm.
and then Perrine. And that's next. Let's referee there. That's what I'm thinking. But it was really surreal, and I think we showed WBC what America can do, what we're doing here, and I felt like, and this is no offense to the other country, I felt aside from Australia, I felt like we were up here. You know what I mean? With the ties, it was, and Australia was there, and other countries just need more. They did good, but need more development, need more work, need more whatever. And I think that it's going to happen. But I was really happy with USA's performance over that whole week. I thought we shined. I thought you guys did a great job. And I got kudos to me about you guys from Tawut each time you came out of the ring, or each time you're in the ring. He would go like, "She USA, she yours." I said, "Yeah." That kind of thing. And it was nice to hear. I know you guys didn't hear it because you're up there doing your thing, but I was hearing it, and it was cool. It was cool. So yeah.
Yes.
So pat yourselves on the back because it was a job well done. What do you want to do now, Caroline? I know there's more to do. Vanessa, there's more to do, but you said, I think you said something, Vanessa, about Cutman. That was the next thing, right?
Yeah, because we were talking and I told her, you know what? I need to do the Cutman certification. She said, really? I said, yes. I mean, as a coach, as a referee, we need to be like complete. Like
overall,
we need to know everything. And I think Cutman is really important. And my French boss in France told me, Caroline, you need to do like the Cutman certification. It's really helpful. So I'm gonna do it. And I'm Muay Thai for life, but I want also like to be able to rave like some MMA fights. So I'm gonna like do the certification too. I did the boxing certification. I mean, I love it. I love rave. So I love Muay Thai. But if I'm able to rave like MMA or boxing, or I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Like my life is inside the ring. I mean, fight is fight. So
the Cutman thing is a good idea because as referees, we have to evaluate cuts from time to time.
Yeah.
And we need to have a doctor look at it or not. Can we take care of it? Is it good to go? Is it not?
Having technologists.
Yeah.
but I want to do also. I think there's a certification for the pro show where you can learn the trauma. So when one of fighter like what you have to do. I know there's a doctor, but you can have like a certification for that too. And I think it's really important, like to know about that. Really
Yeah,
important.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, I
Absolutely.
mean, when she mentioned that to me, yeah, when she mentioned that to me, it made me like it like turned on this light bulb in my head. Like, you're right. Like that person's probably the least recognized person, and they're probably the most important when that happens. All of a
Yeah.
sudden, this person's important, but that person's always on standby. And even if you're officiating, if you're reffing, and you do see cuts, at least you would have that knowledge or that understanding, for yourself, not as a cut person, like to have that and be like, I can assess this. I get it. You know what I mean? Like we're good or we're not good,
Yeah.
and call the doctor. We really need the doctor for this one, and being able to have that knowledge is important. And it didn't make me realize that until she said that. I was like, wow, that's the one person I don't even think about sometimes, because you just
Right.
don't.
We overlook them. They're just there to
We overlook them, and I'm like, that's a
you gotta
really,
win, you coach.
yeah, like we overlook coaches sometimes, like
Well,
the
even
fighters.
in smaller, like our tournament, there's no cut men. The coaches are their own cut men.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah.
just so it's important. And I think I would almost bet that out of 100 coaches, maybe 25 know what they're doing.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Others,
Or
I
that
would
are certain they know what they're
they're
doing. Because
certain.
you have
I
like
wouldn't be.
I have my ideas, right? Because it makes sense. I
Mhm.
understand science, I understand like the anatomy, but is this really gonna work? Who knows? Let's find out. It's not something that you're certain of. Like to be able to be in your fighter's corner and be certain you can take care of them is
Yeah.
a very, like, to me, I just realized when she said that, I was like, that would be a good relief for me as somebody in the corner. If my
Yeah.
fighter got cut open, can I take care of them if there isn't a cut
Right.
man?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I saw several like show uh where the doctor was sucks.
Yeah, where the
Wait, what?
doctors don't even know what to do.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I like one time I had a knockout, so I called the doctor. He was on the phone. I said, "Doctor," and he was looking at me, saying, "Oh, it's a knockout again. It's nothing." And he came to me, but like easy. I'm like, come on. And you have like a doctor that didn't like the doctor, but they never did it like for fighter,
Yeah.
and it's different. It's
Mm.
different. You know how to like. So yeah, we need to get it,
When
no matter
Vanessa
what.
and I were down in Tulum for that triumphant show,
Triumphant,
the
yeah.
female doctor there was jiu-jitsu, but recently started taking Muay Thai too because she was a fight doctor and she wanted to understand the sport better
Mhm.
so she could understand her job as the fight doctor better.
Yeah, I mean,
And I really appreciated that and commended her for that. And she was actually good. She was a good doctor. I had her evaluate 2 different cuts and
yeah.
she was on it.
She was doing stitches on the side.
Yeah.
She was already on it. Yeah, she was awesome.
So maybe we ought to get our medical license, go to med school after the cut man school. And
So
Yeah.
do the stitches.
maybe not. Maybe not. That's probably pushing it. I remember it was 1990, I don't know, 8 or 9. I don't know. I had one of my pro fights, maybe earlier than that. I don't remember now. And the guy I had fought 3 times as an amateur had gotten injured. And he was cornering me because I was fighting in his city he was from, quite a bit for that promoter. And he was cornering me for a few of my pro fights. And remember the one fight I got grazed with a right hook or something right across my right eyebrow. No, my left eyebrow. Shit, I don't remember now. Anyway, one of those eyebrows. And yeah, this one. And it cut me. It knocked me. I was evading, so I kind of fell down too. The referee didn't call a knockdown. It was Muay Thai, and he just, I guess, called a flash knockdown. I don't know. But he didn't call it. So I was fine. So got up and I won the fight, but my eye, he never hit it again in the next 4 rounds, but my eye was swollen half shut by round 2, and it was bleeding, dripping like a Rocky movie. And each rest period, my corner man, the fighter, would just end swell it, Vaseline didn't call it good.
Right.
A cut man would have had it closed up and good to
Right.
go, and probably not swollen up halfway shut. My eye could already see, but that's how it was. We just handled cuts the way we thought we could, and we wung it, and got by. But I think back to that point you made, I think a cut man is very he or she is the sleeper of the fight. They're overlooked. They're just kind of in the background, but they're detrimental if you're cut. And they can make or break your fight if you get cut.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good idea, like you said, to actually who hit last year. You were there, Vanessa, but I don't think you were in the course. We had a cut course. Brian Dobler did it, and we learned how to treat cuts. And it was actually really informative. And I videotaped it all, and then it's been deleted since, and I forgot everything he said. So it's for me now. But at the time, it was a good course, and I think those are the kind of things that should be taught at these kind of events for a side thing, a seminar or whatever beforehand. We didn't have that this time with like the stars, like in Hua Hin, when you had Sanchai and others there, But but this one was more for the tournament, and it's a good idea. Man, we covered quite a bit already, and it's only 41 minutes, but still a good 41 minutes, so it's a good time.
I wanted to say something about judging.
Yeah.
When I did last year, I was able to do the ABC conference in Vegas for boxing, and I did the certification for refereeing and boxing. And I think it's important, like even if you only want to ref for judging Muay Thai, to see how it's working for boxing, because the way they teaching to you how to be focused when you're judging is amazing. Like it's different than Muay Thai, and I've learned a lot of things.
Can you elaborate on some of the ways?
For example, what did he said? Like, he did a game. So we had a different picture. He showed a picture like with different things, and they switched the picture several times, and they asked us like, were you able to see this or this or this? And the people were happy to say, yeah, I saw this. Okay, so that's not good, because you were supposed to be focused on these things. So why, if you focus on these things, you were able to see the other things, the other picture? It was super interesting, like something like that, like, yeah, different.
Kind of
so
like,
I think
when I teach self-defense to kids, like stranger danger stuff, and we'll have them close their eyes. They'll have one of the parents open their eyes. One of the parents just walk past them in front, normal pace, walk, and then walk behind them. And they have to make sure they're not turning back, looking at the parent again. They're looking forward. They've got to describe that person. They've got to describe as much as they can what color of pants, what kind of pants, shirt, whatever, hair color. Are they white, black, orange, glasses, no glasses, beard, no beard, whatever. And some don't get anything, and some get quite a bit. And it's real. Those are similar kind of exercises, just to see how focused you are, how aware you are.
Yes.
And in Muay Thai, you've got to be aware of all three levels: high, middle, and low, not just high and middle.
Yes.
And you got to be aware of more fouls and more. That's why the open side is so important versus the closed side, because you can see a few more things. But that said, I noticed at Rojas Wednesday night, referees were not worried about it. One of the ties there was on the closed side the whole time in one of the fights. He didn't care, which it is what it is. He's still a good referee. That's one of the little bitty protocols we try to adhere to.
But as a judge, we need to be able to see the fighter, what's going on during the clinch.
Yes. Yeah. Well, that's you bring up judging. That's another good question to ask, because some people only judge, some try to only ref, and some are not good at one but good at the other. My philosophy is we need to all learn both jobs in case we have to do both jobs, right?
Mm.
If your referee's hurt in the ring, anything can happen. Someone's going to come in during that bout and finish that bout up and be one of the judges more than likely, unless you had a referee on standby. And there are some referees that are not fit enough, so they're only going to judge. Or they have a disability, they're only going to judge. There are some who just suck at judging. For whatever reason, the pressure is too much, or they just can't quite figure it out, but they're solid referees. It's the same thing as a fighter and a coach. I tell people, you've got people that can fight, people that can coach, people that can do both, people that aren't worth a darn at either one of them. So same thing as in the ring officiating. Do you guys have a preference of which one you like more than the other, or does it even matter to you?
Of course.
I think you're a ref more than judge, right?
I love being inside the ring. So,
Yeah.
but I need to say, because unfortunately you have a lot of referee. They want to be inside the ring to shine, like
the wrong reasons.
Mm-hmm.
This is not about me. This is about the fighter. I'm not the star like that. No, this is the fighter. Like, I'm just a little things inside the ring. But I love the action. I love to hear the noise for the punches. I love to see blood. I love to see pain. I love to hear, like, when they scream. I love it. I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but when I'm inside the ring, I'm another level. It's so exciting. I love judging, but it's a little bit boring for me. And I think it's two different things. It's hard to judging because you need to be all the time really focused.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also hard to refereeing because you need to, like, getting ready for anything can happen. You see? So it's two different things, but I love refereeing. I love judging, but I love refereeing. I need action. I need to move. And also, if you want to be a good ref, you need to have a good conditioning. You need to be able to move fast. Even if when you're refereeing Muay Thai, you're not supposed to run inside the ring, but you need to be fast. So, yeah, you need to have a good condition. You can, like, get inside the ring and be like, no, there's no way. You
should never have to run.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're always moving, you're in shape, you never have to run. You should.
Yeah, sometimes you're running, but it's because, like, the fighter's coming faster to you. But no, there's no running inside the ring when you're Muay Thai.
Yeah. Vanessa, your thoughts on that?
I'm the same way. I like to move. I just like to be active. I'm not I have a hard time standing still too. Like, I have a hard time just being still. Like, you probably, if you've noticed that, I'm like rocking the chair. I need to get up and move. I'm a little ball of energy, so, like, I prefer reffing because it allows me to move, and it's kind of it's not I know it's a lot of responsibility, but I feel like it's not as much pressure. I love judging because it's a cool, like, concept to be able to watch the entire fight, and see what's going on. When you're reffing, I'm not watching the fight. I'm making sure everybody's okay, so you don't. Sometimes you can tell who's winning and who's not. It's pretty easy, but at the same time, you're not doing that. You're just focusing on making sure everything's good. But when you're judging, you get to watch the fights. But, like, she even says sometimes it gets boring. You're like, oh, this fight, and you're watching and watching, and it's and the responsibility of, okay, you have to make sure that you are picking the right winner. You know what I mean? So that's also probably another reason why I like to keep them active in the ring, is because when I'm judging, if they're not doing anything, I'm freaking out, because I'm like, who am I gonna pick?
Everybody give me something to score.
Yeah. So I like to be that ref that, like, gives them something, because I know how that feels. Like, oh my God, these guys aren't doing anything. Who am I gonna pick? Okay, he did one great solid hit. That's all I've got right now. And being responsible for who wins or loses is a big deal to people emotionally. their families that come to visit, you know, so it's on you. They don't say too much
Yes.
unless you're obviously calling bad things, but you know, you try your best not to do that either. You know, it's just, I like to move around, and I like helping my judges out so that way these guys are doing something for them. I think it's a little more easygoing. It's not easy, but easygoing, you know, whereas it's on you when you judge, you know. Oh, and the worst, like
different.
the worst is when they're like, Vanessa Rojas scores about, you know, you're like, ah.
Better be
No, but
right.
it's yeah, but unfortunately, because when you're judging, unfortunately, sometimes when you heard like the final decision, you said, "What the fuck? What happened? What? Maybe we don't see the same fight. I don't know." And it sucks for the fighter. They training like so hard, and they just lost because the judging don't know what to do. They don't know like how to judge. Good.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
You know, there are local fights here. I remember one time the fights, people were complaining about the scoring, and I didn't go to it, but they didn't have any officials. It was a kickboxing match. They used one of the fighters' girlfriends because she watches the fights a lot. She knows what's scoring.
Okay.
Bullshit. She's just a fight chick, you know. She don't know. She's a groupie, and that's not fair. That's a disservice to every fighter in that ring that night.
Yeah.
You know, no offense to her personally, but it's not. She's not. That's not right. It's again, we are half the fight, and as you just said, fighters, blood, sweat, tears, and bucks and time to do the craft they do. And as coaches, we know this. We put the same amount of stuff in there as they do, and to go there and then have officials that are just there to look cool, be cool, or a hobby, or get a payday is not kosher. It's bogus, and it's not good. They deserve more. They deserve better. They deserve our best as officials. And officials that want to be officials should take that job that serious. They should want to be their absolute best, be the best at it for those fighters and coaches. And anything else, it doesn't matter. You know, you both have good points there. And Vanessa, to your point, I think the pressures are different. As a referee, yeah, some people say that referee sucks, but they aren't bitching about him or her for days and weeks on social media because they lost a fight. They're bitching at judges who they think robbed them of a win, you know, and judges, if they don't get it right, that they're the ones that are in the spotlight getting crucified online for them not knowing how to judge the fight, even though the ones bitching don't know either.
Right.
They just think they lost for that reason. The judges suck. And they don't know what they're doing. The watching fights are blind, whatever. So yeah, it's some people get nervous when they judge pressure fights, and they get them wrong because they're nervous. If they just go with their gut and watch, they're going to be okay. That pressure gets to them. Referees, when there's a fight that's easy, no big deal. They're calm. When there's a fight all over the place and guys are fouling and there's maybe a couple counts, maybe there's a cut, maybe the crowd's yelling and whatever. Then the corner's yelling at the referee, yeah, ref, he's whatever.
Yeah.
That gets to be nerve-wracking. And if those referees aren't confident, it can break them. And they don't do well. So it's the responsibility is greater as a referee. You got essentially someone's life in your hands, and you really do. And as a judge, it's more pressure, not responsibility.
Yeah.
So it's two different things, and both are equally important, and they're just different. I find it intriguing, and I find it challenging to try to conquer and control both.
Yeah.
You know,
which do you prefer?
Me?
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't fight anymore, I prefer refereeing.
Yeah.
Because I still want to fight. I still want, I want 2 normal biceps. I want to play out of my arm. I want to be 10 more years younger. I want to fight.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not ever going to happen again. So Refereeing is the closest thing I can be to the fight. And because I see so many referees be not good, I want to do my part to make that more of a respected position from the standpoint that people do want to be better because they know they should be better. I want to put that out there, and I want people to be better. I want them to be more developed. So that's why I like it better. I just do. And like you said, Vanessa, I get bored sometimes too. And earlier you were mentioning about watching fights, watching referees. Every time I see a fight now, like on a video or on TV, my first watch is referee. And I'm like, oh, there's a fight going on because I want to see their protocol. And so I've caught myself judging before and being 20 seconds into the fight, and I'm like, oh shit, I gotta watch the referee. Watch the referee. The fighter's where I gotta score. So I'm like, shit, I'm glad I didn't get too far into that because that's not good for the fighters. I've caught myself doing that before. So I like refereeing better. That's my long answer. But I'll do both,
Okay, I was thinking about like something. Like
What?
I heard like few days ago, so someone told me, yeah, this girl told me she wants to be ref because she wants to be like superior and dominated the men.
Oh,
Said,
wow.
okay.
She wants
I
to
mean,
do
dominate the
dominate.
men.
Yeah.
Yes,
Dominate
I
the
yes.
think
men.
she's in the wrong arena.
So
That
I
involves more
think,
straps and leather and whips, right?
Yeah, that's what I said.
yeah, but I want to say to the girl, like woman, like
That's the wrong reason.
whatever, if you want to get involved to be referee because you have some troubles in your life with men, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Not right.
I mean, like, do it because you passionate it, because you love it.
Yeah.
No matter if it's a girl or a man, we
Real.
are the
Yeah.
we are the boss of the ring. Yes,
Yes. Yes.
you have to follow the rule. Yes, but don't do it because you think like you can dominate the guy, or and you will feel it. You have to be respectful. Like
Right.
if you asshole or bitch, they can feel it and they will be the same with you inside the ring. That's
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we're at an hour. I want to wrap up here in a minute. Have either of you had any? I know you're still, Vanessa, you're newer to this than Caroline with the refereeing stuff, but have either of you had a moment in the ring that was either maybe embarrassing or like just crazy, like something happened that's out of the norm? I watched you, Vanessa, actually in Lumpinee. I think it was you. Maybe
And the
one of the
girl's turtle came out of her.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then what I thought was interesting was so the coach is fixing her sports bra, whatever it was, her top, right? And you then stood to the left and blocked a view of somebody, but yet the view on this side was still wide open.
Well, he was fixing her right boob, not her left. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So they were facing this way, and it was this side that was being fixed. So he was adjusting that boob, not this boob.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
That's why you stood where you stood?
Yeah, if it was this one, I would have stood on the other side. You know what I mean?
Ah.
Because her goodies were showing. So I was like, I got you, girl.
I didn't see it pop out.
Yeah. He had
That
to
was good. That was quick
he had to
response.
shove it in there, and then her stuff showed, and to help, and then she was.
What about you, Caroline? Weren't you the one?
I don't remember which event it was because I ref a lot, but I don't remember. But at the end of the fight or during the fight, I don't remember. The fighter removed the gloves and threw it inside the ring. I said, "What? What are you doing? Don't do that. Be respectful." He was so upset. I think it was, yeah, I think the fight
Where was
wasn't
it?
finished. He removed his glove and he threw it inside the ring.
Dang.
Yeah, it was like,
I thought we saw that happen at Lumpinee too.
yeah,
There was a guy who was upset, and like I don't remember who, wasn't it you, Pete? You were reffing, and he was all mad or something.
Oh
like-
yeah.
Yeah. I was like, dang.
Hey, you lost, buddy.
Yeah. Like, hey, get your gloves.
But Caroline,
No, and
didn't you get
as a judge, sorry, as a judge, it was a TBA. I saw like the girls was not pooping but pee inside the ring.
What?
Yeah,
And
weren't you referee?
No.
Yeah.
coach told
You
me,
lost your volume.
yeah, I'm sorry. Like each fight, she pee. Like she can't like she pee. Like when she's fighting, she pee. I said, okay.
That's
I feel like some water. Like I gotta say, it was pee. I said, oh shit.
That's horrible. I don't know
it
how I
was
could
you
deal with that.
referee. It was ring 2. She had pee going down her leg, and it got on you.
Yeah.
It got on your- I mean,
Oh
you
my
can't tell it's pee or sweat, but we know it was pee.
She said,
But the
"Why
coach told me. The coach told me. I don't know what to do, but she did it. She did that all the time. Okay, so.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Well, we had also poop. Like we had a lot of things. The poop wasn't me. I remember poop wasn't me, but
I
we
heard
had a
about
poop
poop.
inside the ring. Yeah.
that was
heard.
2 heavyweights, and the fight got done, correct? And I think it was also in ring 2, and all of a sudden they just turds drop out,
Oh my god.
and you know, gotta clean it up. I mean,
I don't know how I would do that.
I guess you got the
Oh,
shit kicked out of them. I don't know, but
Oh no.
we've had everything so far. We've had puke, we've had feces, we've had urine,
Oh,
all of
wow.
that.
That's
It's crazy.
Now, one thing also I remember, it was A class, an A class fight, and I said, "You," and the girl's like, "Just stop like fighting." She was looking at me like, "What means youth?" I said, "Oh, man."
Yeah.
And you told me, "Okay, so Caroline, you have to speak English because now
I told you.
it's too much for."
Oh, is
Yeah.
that a TBA? Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. What else? What else? Last thoughts. Where can you be reached if anybody wants to join your gym, reach out to you, get information on how to become the female official, any guidance, or is any freaking fangirls or fanboys or whatever? Vanessa.
Mine's pretty easy. It's our website. It's just ourgymname.com. Same thing with Instagram.
Ourgymname.com. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, Rojas.com.
RojasMuayThai.com.
And then same thing with Instagram. It's the at
All right.
Rojas Muay Thai.
So RojasMuayThai.com.
Mm-hmm.
And your links to Instagram and Facebook are on there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's easy. Caroline, the gym you're at in Miami.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
on my Instagram, like Caro, that's Mia.
What?
Caro.
Oh, that word in your
Caro.
name.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's MIA.
What's Carol Cow mean?
Caroline.
Caro, it's like my nickname, Caroline Caro, and Kao Ni in Thai.
Yeah, I know what that means, but yeah, okay. So Carol Cow.
Hmm.
Huh. All right.
Huh.
That's your name.
And on
I'm gonna call
Facebook, my first name and last name, Caroline Mohamed.
Yeah. My
Simple.
Facebook's Rojas
Gotcha.
Vanessa.
Rojas.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, last thing is that I will tell you, I have to put this online yet and post in our group, but when we do the awards banquet in August, I have male and female awards both, and then fan awards, fan favorites. I'll call them fan favorite, but it's like we're going to have coaches and fighters and hold everybody kind of vote, so people can get voted on for their favorite referee or favorite judge or favorite whatever. But the categories we're going to have aside from that is that we'll have candidates for is best referee protocol male, best referee protocol female, and there's not many of you doing it, so that's going to be a not as wide of a category. Most firm referee, male and female. And for judges, I've got to go back and look at the stats from the last couple of years, but we're going to have the least or fewest outside splits by a judge, and that's a big deal, I think. And we're going to have some awards too, on like achievement awards for those been in the game a long, long time. A couple of them aren't with our group, but they've been instrumental in our earlier progression, getting us to the point we're at now with TBA. And so we're going to award some like lifetime achievement awards for their dedication to the sport over the years, and just recognize them, basically recognition awards. But I think that this will turn into, eventually to like a Academy Awards kind of thing or whatever for the Actors Guild, but for Muay Thai. So you guys are going to be up for stuff like that. So get your speeches ready. Anyway, so thank you for coming on here. I appreciate that. I wanted to highlight female officials. And you two are at the top, in my opinion, and in this country. And I think it would really inspire other females to get involved, and even more men to get involved. There are more men to respect that position, at least. And I think we had a lot of good things to talk about. So I appreciate your time. And any last thoughts? We'll sign out.
Thank you for the invitation.
Yeah. Okay. That wraps up episode 2 of Muay Thai Chat. That was Caroline Mohamed and Vanessa Rojas. Y'all have a great evening.
Good night.
Stop it.
Hit the top.
Vanessa, have a good rest.
We now have bloopers at the end of our podcast here. Here we go.
There it is.